Hey, this is Manny Moonrick. Yeah, I just jacked that up. Episode 227 of the UFO Buster Radio News, the Saturday edition. And welcome aboard. It's going to be a short one, but it's going to be something new, something we don't usually hear about in the news. And actually, this one actually came out about 5 minutes ago, maybe 6. Brand new report. So you're going to hear it here first, unless you're sitting around, as I like to call the shitter, looking for UFO news. I don't think you found this one. I'm telling you, you didn't find it. This is a short-form podcast regarding UFOs, space, aliens, and everything else that goes bump in the night and mutilates cows and sometimes has Bigfoot as pets. That kind of stuff does happen. I'm telling you. They talk about it all the time. So before we get into that news report from Thailand, I want to invite you guys to, as always, follow the podcast on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio, on Instagram at Manny Moonraker, and on the Facebook page UFO Buster Radio Network. And lastly, don't forget to venture into the group known as UBR Truth Seekers on Facebook. It is a closed group, so you have some questions you have to answer before you get in. But they're not hard questions. They're pretty simple. So get in there, answer some questions, join the group, get into the conversation. And what could I say? Maybe it's time to just get into this situation in Thailand, which, when I tell you, it's very fascinating to hear things from other parts of the world, not just always in the United States. Here we go. By the way, I have a new song that I'm playing on here called Kid Arizona. I'm going to dedicate that to Travis Walton. I can imagine that this is what he heard in his mind as he's trying to get back from being with the aliens for all those 6 days. It's the kind of song that probably would have played in his mind, I think. I don't know. I'm just fucking around with you guys. But yeah, Kid Arizona, Travis Walton, that one's for you. You'll hear it at the end of the podcast. So, like I said, this new report is coming out of Thailand. Yeah, it's called UFO Seekers Flocking to a Remote Thai Hilltop in Search of Buddhist Aliens. Yeah, they're not screwing around in Thailand. They're putting religion into it, too. They're not fucking around. And they really are. I'm not just saying it. They really are throwing these aliens into the whole religion thing. The city is called Nakhon Sawan. I'm sure I fucked that up. It basically is a hilltop in the center of Thailand, and it's attracting UFO seekers who apparently believe that aliens hover above one of the very well-sized Buddhist statues. And not just hang out there. They do a little more than that. They send telepathic communications. They actually walk across many of the nearby sugarcane fields. And if you could believe this, they also use a crocodile-infested lake as a portal from their planet. The planets? Pluto or Loku? We're just going to leave that right there. I don't know that Pluto has aliens on it. We didn't see anything, right? Yeah, I don't know. Loku, who knows where the fuck that is, but it's in there. It's in there. And so, this article was actually posted on CNN. The link is in the description. Believe it or not, it's CNN Travel. In case you want to jot this down for next year, you want to go check out some Bangkok aliens. So check it out. It's actually near Bangkok. actually north of Bangkok, where this actually happens. Nakhon Sawan actually translates into the city of heaven. Whoa, check that out. Without the craziness that has to do with UFOs, apparently this town is really laid back. Nobody really starts any shit around there. But the government's getting involved. They do not want to see this gathering of UFO believers or seekers, as the article calls them, gathering at the Khao Kala hill. Basically, that's where everyone's going. They're going up to the hill to meditate in order to connect with these aliens. Now you might think, well, that it happens everywhere, right? But these aliens specifically, believe it or not, are leading people in their beliefs when it comes to Buddhism. Yeah. People believe that these aliens are actually Buddhist. Can you believe that? We actually have a religious-based UFO situation with aliens in Thailand. And I wonder if this is... I've never really heard a connection between religious and UFOs. Not like this. Not like UFOs coming in and telepathically leading you in a religious conversation or leading you through the rigors of that religion. That's just new for me. I've never heard this before. But the government is not happy about that. They're trying to shut it down or keep it to a minimum. So the government in Thailand recently, in the last few weeks, decided to put out some messages saying people should really stay away from the area because they're endangering many of the locals. And on top of that, they're also endangering the protected forest area, which the hill is part of, the Khao Kala hill. If you guys in Thailand are listening, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I could just fake it for everybody else, but I know you guys know. So apparently the visitors are usually allowed to climb to the top of the hill in order to view that gigantic Buddhist statue, and it's called the nearby Buddha footprint. And it's actually a place where publicly a lot of people go to worship, but around this time is when the alien situation goes down. And so they go there to meditate in order to get those messages from the aliens, which are filled with the Buddhist goodness. And if, yeah, that was funny. Sorry, I had to laugh because Bug the UFO Hunter just farted. That was pretty loud. That's what he does, man. He kind of has to distract the aliens. I'm sure there's some around here right now. He's trying to kill off. Or he's trying to kill me off. I don't know which one it is. Now, the question about this is, how did this actually start? It's funny because there actually is a story to when these situations actually began. It turns out the origins go back to 1997. 1997, a retired sergeant major by the name of Sherd. I'm not going to say that last name because that's got too many M's and N's in it. I'll fuck that up. But apparently he was in a deep Buddhist meditation at home when he received messages. In the messages, he said they were from aliens, and he told his family that, of course, they were like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know how you would say that in Thailand. I would not even guess, but I would imagine that that's kind of like what they told them, because they're family, right? You tell your family that all the time. Like, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you're full of shit. What's in your milk? Yeah, something like that. You've been hitting the sake too much. But things took a fascinating turn for the family and for him. Because after he told them, and they told him to get the fuck out of here, something happened. And apparently his daughter and his brother-in-law were witnesses to this. The story goes that one day the daughter came in. Her name is Wasana. And she says, and I quote, "I asked my father to tell the aliens to show themselves." She says, "The next day, the aliens sent energy to spin my brother and brother-in-law." She says the two men were yanked up from the living room sofa and spun simultaneously, like whirling dervishes, out of the house and into the yard. Wasana's brother-in-law, who is named Jarowan, said, "I felt like my legs and arms had to spin. I could not control myself for 4 to 5 minutes. I didn't feel afraid. We both spun outside." It's really hard to say. I mean, I don't think this article really does the situation justice, because they feel like they're kind of like happy-go-lucky. Like, I know people who are not, probably not of this Eastern culture probably would be pissed off as hell. Like, can you imagine Ronnie Dawson being picked up and spun outside? I think he'd be mad as hell. I know I would be too. I'd be pretty pissed off. So I don't know. I don't think I'd see this as a joyous, wonderful event where I would like have to venture every year up to Buddha to meditate in order to make it happen again. But it was something that started a movement. So yearly people go around this time. They go up to north of Bangkok and they take care of this business. They meditate. They get teachings from these aliens, and many people have spotted them. They say that they're silver-looking aliens, and they spot them in the fields. It's a fascinating story, and it's strange how, depending on the culture and depending on the world, the part of the planet, the part of the world that you're on, how the aliens are seen quite differently. Now, I'm not going to, let's be honest, because there's a lot of people here who think that E.T., whether they're Greylians, reptilians, or whatever, there's some people that think everything's happy-go-lucky and they're here to save us from ourselves. Well, these guys want to promote the Buddhist religion to everyone and keep peace, joy, love, and happiness. To me, it's just kind of strange that anyone that could do the things that they say they can, especially porting in and out from the local crocodile-infested lake, that they really would be interested in you having good religious morals. So I'm not sure. This is one of those stories, you just have to look at it. The link is in the description to the CNN travel. Check it out. And I don't know. You got to make up your own mind of what you think about this. There's a lot of people in Western cultures that also say that they've had some religious type experience when it comes to UFOs. And then there's people that get probed constantly over the years, and it's not so nice for them. Guess it's the luck of the draw. Maybe that's what it is. In about 1 week, you'll be seeing some pictures from old Boca Chica. Hopefully, Elon Musk will get in there and fix that damn starship, because I'd hate to go down there and that should be in pieces. He needs to fix that up so I can take my selfies. So about a week's time, if you're following me on social media, I'll be down there taking some pics. Maybe I'll run into a few people. Who knows? Apparently, there's always a crowd out there watching everything that happens at the Boca Chica site for SpaceX. We might run into some of their channels and end up on YouTube trying to take selfies and just talk to people about the excitement of what's happening over there at that site. Of course, not for the residents of Boca Chica. They're not too excited about it. But everyone else is. You can bet on that. This is Manny Moonraker. This is the end of the episode, the Saturday edition. You guys in Thailand, geez Louise. I just don't know what to say. But if you've done that, if you're going up to meditate on that hill, on Bangkok's hill, please let me know, because I know some of you listen in Thailand. Hopefully you are of the type that ventures up, gets twirled in the air, and then decides just to call me and let me know. I'm sending this to you telepathically, by the way. The song coming up, Kid Arizona. Ciao.